In 10 minutes or less, we're going to prep you for the Teens Oregon Mustang competition.
This is our Mustang ground goals. This was posted on the door, on the tack room door for the last couple months. Bottom of this will have some different questions that your judge will or possibly ask you at the competition. Question like, what's the average horse temperature?
What is it?
99 to 101. And then horse respiratory rate. This is the question they will ask. And they add, there's like 5 different ones here. And so they'll just rotate out so that, you know, if you're in behind somebody else, you can't eavesdrop and you get the answer to the other one. So their heart rate is 28 to 44 beats per minute. And it just depends. A larger animal is different and miniature is different. How much water daily do they drink? Anybody know? 8 to 10 gallons.
Wow.
And then a horse eats about 15 pounds of hay a day. So snap a picture of that. When you get to the competition, you'll go brain blank and you'll have that on your phone. It's on the bottom, and there's, you know, those are just kind of go-to questions that any judge might ask you.
Maisie, who competed in the 2024 Mustang competition, came and shared her tips and tricks to help prepare the trainers for this year.
I used like Cowboy Magic gel conditioner, leave-in conditioner, which was my sister's recommendation, and I used that all on her tail. So I didn't wash her tail, I just did that, and that was really nice too to do like in the morning before I would take her into classes and stuff. And then I also use, I don't know if any of us have this, but Kelpie has like a runny eye, and so I'll just use like a wet cloth to wipe it off in the morning, and then usually it's dry within 10 minutes, and then I go to the show. So those are just kind of 2 tips about keeping your horse clean and everything. And then this was another thing. So there's no like laundry there as far as I know, so like bringing clean stuff. So I had a set of clean clothes for the awards day, because if you win anything or your horse gets auctioned off, you have pictures taken with you and the horse and the adopter. And so having like a nice clean set of clothes is nice, and some of those pictures go on their like permanent page. So nice.
Well, plus you all went into the ring that day.
Yeah,
Everybody
like everyone
went
goes
into
in,
the ring,
everyone's
right.
dressed super nicely. So that was something I
Even if you
just
wouldn't
happened to do, but in hindsight, I was like, wow, that was something I wish I kind of known before. Biosecurity section on here. And so the water buckets, yeah, like Lane was saying, you bring your own water buckets, and then when you're filling the bucket, you don't want to dip the end of the hose into it, because if every single person does that, then every single germ from every single bucket just goes all the way down the barn aisle. So if you just hold it above, that can kind of help with that. Elaine also touched on this, but walking your horse. They're stuck in a stall for 24 hours, 20 hours if you're not showing very much. And that can cause them to stock up and get really stiff and then not perform as well or just be stir crazy. So definitely walking your horse, like she said, they don't have a run like they do here. So I just basically would walk Kelpie over and over and over again. And it also really helps with exposure too. Like the more they get exposed to that, the better they'll be in the show ring. Water and feed intake. So for some reason, a lot of the horses don't like the Lynn County Fairgrounds water. Kelpie didn't. And then I've talked to a bunch of other people, and they're like, oh yeah, my horse doesn't like that. Oh yeah, my horse doesn't like that. So I'm not sure what it is about that, but I would just kind of watch and see how much water Kelpie was drinking. And then she kind of wasn't really good about it, so I started just wetting down her hay. And then I knew she was getting water at least, even if she wasn't getting as much, I knew she was getting something. It can become kind of apparent, will sort of kind of suck in the back and almost look like they're getting like really skinny. That can be because they're not drinking as much water as they should be.
That's a good point. If I could add,
Yeah.
there's electrolytes
Yes.
that you can put in the water
A
before.
lot of times you're there throughout the day, but after you feed them, kind of doing like a night check. And this is something you could like all coordinate on. Like I know I would go at night and I would check the other 3 competitors' horses too, just because I was there and I was like, I can do it. And then I text them like, everyone's good, before everyone kind of goes to sleep for the night. Elaine touched on this too, but the stall, Erica's really picky about the stalls being clean. If she like comes around and sees that your stall is not clean, she will not be happy with you. And then same thing with the shavings. Yeah, it is concrete there, and that can make them pretty sore. So just like load it up with shavings on the side with shavings. Notes. So stall decoration. So a lot of people decorate their stalls. Some of them are like themed to the horse's name, like Pirate can have a really cool theme. themed one. But some people just have like fun, random, shiny, sparkly, colorful things. A lot of people will also have a board with kind of like pictures. So this was Kelpie's last year that I did, and it just kind of gives like who she is and a little how everything went. And so I kind of did that last year. A lot of competitors will have that. Some people have like really fancy made ones. I just used a piece of cardstock and then did pictures. Yeah. And then a lot of people will also have the before and after picture. So they'll have like a side profile of the before and then a side profile of like the after 100-day. A lot of people have that. So I kind of decided to do that, like one before and then one after, and then the in-between. Day I competed, I was up probably at 5:30 in there working with her at like 6. And the reason is because the ring gets busy. There are, I think, probably around 100 competitors. That's what there were last year. And there's one warm-up ring, and if you're not allowed to go into the big ring, that gets filled up pretty fast, especially when you have right before classes start. And that warm-up ring, the first day they split it in half, and half of it was handling and conditioning, so then you only had half the ring to use. People are going to want to come by and talk to you. I had a lot of people come by, even though Kelpie wasn't for adoption, who were just asking me about her. But there were horses around me that were for adoption, and people were constantly coming up and asking questions and wanting to get to know the horse and asking how far along was his training, all the range of questions. And so especially if you're adopting your horse out at the end of the competition, being there with a chair hanging out ready to answer questions is really really
two
valuable.
chairs even.
Yeah, two
So
chairs. Sure that you don't want to send home with an adopter, bring another one for them because they need a halter and a lead rope to go.
You can send home the one that VLA
Yes,
gave you.
Yeah, you could send home that.
Yeah. But by the state of Oregon, you have to provide
yeah, it's like legally
a lead
required.
rope and a halter.
There were some food options, I think, there, but not very many.
Yeah,
It was just
not
like a
much.
coffee shop. Yeah, so if you, especially if you're there all day and you are talking to adopters all day, you're going to want some food, and it's a little bit hard to leave.
Yeah.
So definitely like bringing food.
If
and
you can
water.
pack lunch type food,
Just check in with the gate person, and they'll have a list of an order to go list. And then usually you have 3 classes. So you have the handling and conditioning class, which is going to be like you're picking up your feet, you're grooming, loading in a trailer, being caught by somebody else. And then you're going to have your trail class, which is going to be in the big ring, and that is the one with all the obstacles. So I think last year there were pool noodles hanging, there was a bridge, poles on the ground, a gate. They always have a gate. This is the showmanship. So that's like your fancy groundwork. So halt. Usually they have you do, last year was super simple. It was just like trot straight, halt, back up, walk, paunch, turn one way, and I think that was it. So it's just kind of testing, like how sensitive is your horse walking and going up into the trot and backing up, and that's just like a general flower class, and there will be a pattern for that. So they'll give you a pattern usually at the meeting the night before, and then there'll be a pattern for the obstacle course as well. The handling and conditioning, you just kind of walk in and it's sort of self-explanatory. A vet will look at your horse and then we'll be like, okay, you're done. Move on to the catching part. You'll do that, and they'll be like, great, move on to the loading in the trailer. So that, and there'll be multiple competitors kind of going on that at once. It's like a rotation, they just go.